Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tank Swiss StewiejP. I'm Stewie and this is a Clan Wars replay sent to me from Defiant Duck from NZAD Clan. New Zealand Armoured Division versus VNF. Vietnam and Friends VNF haven't been as active as they once were on the Clan Wars map, but looks like in this tier 8 battle, looks like they're having another dip on Airfield. In this replay, Defiant Duck and his team from NZAD, they've bought a number of heavy tanks, 3 IS-3s, 3 T32s, a VK100 01P, an Object 416, and of course a Defender. Good to see a Clan Wars battle with just one Defender at tier 8. But anyway, so they're going very, very heavy, not light at all, just a one medium tank for vision. And it looks like that Object 416, looking at the minimap, is staying back at the base. Defiant Duck in his trusty old Scorpion G starts his account with a very nice roll for 519 hit points of damage into the T32 from VNF. And of course the Scorpion G's got a very powerful gun, 490 average damage, 311 penetration. That's with the gold rounds. The APCR standard is 246 rounds. But of course in the Clan Wars, you're mad if you don't at least start with APCR rounds or premium rounds, just to try and make sure every shot counts. Now it looks to me like they might be defending. They're not really going too aggressive. The boys from NZAD probably want to try and work out where those enemy tanks are before they commit to one side or another. The three T32s looks like they're contesting the water side, the southern central part of the map. Defiant Duck in the Scorp G, kicking back with a Defender. An IS-3, the VK100 01P, the only tank contesting the central part where the heavy tanks normally go on Airfield. And that's probably not a bad idea. It's pretty well armoured, the VK100 01P. It's been a while since I've had one. I've just unlocked and purchased the mouse just last night for the new rank battles. But in this game, it's 0-all. Defiant Duck's picked up his first shot of damage for 519. It's always good to get an early big shot of damage in any kind of Clan Wars battle, especially when you don't take a shot in return. I don't think he was lit either when he did that. You can see he's got binoculars set up, but from where he is, he's not really going to spot much, but that's not his job. He's in the solitary tank destroyer, the Scorpion G, the premium German tier 8 tank destroyer, which is a very, very popular premium tank. And the NZAD lads happy just to kick back and wait for VNF to make the push. VNF, traditionally a very competitive clan, a very popular clan. Defiant Duck, just having a look at his tank there, looking at how groovy it looks. It does look pretty good. And if you have a bit of a look there, you can see he's got, I reckon that's 2 marks of excellence on the gun barrel. I'm sure he'll correct me if it's more than 2, but it looks like 2. As we go back to his point of view, just waiting to see what the Vietnam and Friends team do as a WZ132 gets spotted probably by the VK. Defiant Duck looking for a shot, just poking around, looking at those bushes where he thinks somebody might be kicking back. WZ132 looking like he's running away now. In fact, the WZ132 and the T32 were both spotted in the central part where the heavies normally go. There's kicking back, having a bit of a camp at the moment, but there's 15 minutes and there's only 10 tanks to kill, so there's probably no great rush at tier 8. And again, you can see on the mini-map, you can see the 3 T32s using their gun depression and their strong turrets on this ridgeline down near the water, the peninsula, I guess you'd call it. And Object 416 staying back there. A couple of IS-3s, a Defender next to Defiant Duck, and the other 3 IS-3s back here. See the IS-3s over there, just kicking back, along with the 416. It's Techno and his IS-3. Looks like this may be a defence. So it looks like they're just going to wait for VNF to make their move. I'm pretty sure it is a defence. I'm just going to have a quick look at the didn't put anything in the description on the replay, but if you're defending, it's a valid tactic for defending, just to kick back and wait. one of the tanks at the start, I think it was the VK416, mentioned that he lost his communications. So hopefully he's not the bloke calling the battle. But they're just going to kick back and wait for VNF to make the first move. 3 T32s have been spotted on Airfield, as well as a WZ132. Now WZ132 is one of the Tier 8 light tanks that stayed at Tier 8. All the rest got promoted to Tier 9. Thinking about shooting that plane. Every time I see that plane, I think, it would be funny if you could shoot it and it would drop down. But alas, that's not going to happen in this game. Let's fast forward a little bit because it was getting a little bit boring, but looks like WZ132 is moving forward now very aggressively. I'd be very surprised if it was by himself. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing surprises me in this game. Defiant Duck moves forward to try and get a shot on the Chinese light tank, as more heavy tanks get spotted in the middle by that VK. Defiant Duck books a beautiful shot into the backside of the Chinese Tier 8 light tank, and the IS-3 Capitulate picks up the kill. 1-0 the score now in this battle, and you can see the VNF lads pushing forward. Defiant Duck gets another 507 damage into the side of a T32, and now he's looking at the back of the turret of that IS-3. That would be nice. He just moves out of the way just before he can take the shot. The well-angled and armoured front of the IS-3 bounces a shot from Defiant Duck, and this is the big push. This is the push VNF have been waiting for. As Defiant Duck takes another 443 damage out of the Tier 8 Russian heavy tank, and he's lucky enough to be on full health. He's already done nearly 2,000 damage. Peeks around that corner. This could be it for the IS-3. It is 3-1 the score now. Defiant Duck, Corpus and Capitulate all picking up a kill in this Clan Wars battle, but these T32s, they need to get rid of this bloke and then move back into the game, because the enemy tanks are quite a few there. But Rabbit picks up a kill. The Cloud gets taken out in his T32. That VK100 was never going to last too much longer there all by himself with those IS-3s pushing, but the boys from NZAD doing a stellar job. 5-3, this could make it. Will they lose another tank? Fine, Duck picks up his second kill, gets rid of the T32 over the ridgeline, and look, it looks like they've still got a decent amount of health, the NZAD. You'd be pretty confident with the score on 7-4. Fine, Duck, he wants to make sure that they can't shoot him, because it doesn't matter where they shoot him, they're going to penetrate him. Puts another shot into another IS-3 for 483 damage, and you can see they've gone very heavy as well. The VNF lads, just one light tank and 9 heavies. It's time to move forward now. 7-4. A lot of those tanks are on pretty low health. He aims. Boom! Didn't even wait for it to aim. He picks up the kill on the T32, and with the score on 9-4, you'd think this is going to be a little ripper. The lads from VNF going down to the NZAD boys, 10-4 on Airfield. As we have a quick look at the post-game battle result. Before we get the bonus game ready, got a bonus game featuring the Patriot coming right up, and Defiant Duck had an absolute ripper. He damaged nearly every tank in the enemy team. I think that's 9 of them, and he picked up 3,893 hit points of damage, 3 kills. Techno had a ripper too, and his IS-3 over 4,000 damage for his 2 kills, and they absolutely smashed the VNF guys. Even if the object 730, the IS-5, the couple of T32s, and a heap of IS-3s, and that WZ132 really didn't do too well, and got taken out pretty early. He fired 11 shots, 10 hit, 9 did damage in the Rheinmetall Scorpion G, and he even made money with a standard account, nearly 23,000 credits. That's on a win, firing all premium ammunition on Airfield at the Tier 8 Clan Wars. As we move on to the second game slowly, it's this one has been sent to me from my old mate, the Flying Elite. Flying Elite with his T26E5, the new Patriot tank, the new American, what's it called? The American Premium Heavy Tank, the T26E5. as it moves right along. This is a random battle in Sacred Valley. He's on a mission, sturdy armour, to do triple damage blocked by armour and 3,000 damage. I don't really think he's going to go for that one in this game, but the T26E5 being a premium tank, it's going to be making quite a few credits as a flying elite from Pyro Clan moves towards where the heavy tanks do their business. Now this is patch 9.18, so the new matchmaking is in place, and there's 5 tier 9 tanks on each side, all the rest are tier 8s, including some recently promoted tier 7 tanks like the M41 Bulldog and the new Hawk 12, the new German tier 8 light tank. I haven't had the pleasure of playing that because I've got the AU251 and I've got no interest in going backwards, but in this game plenty of heavy tanks, and that's what the flying elite's going to be looking for up here in the area where the heavy tanks normally do their business on Sacred Valley. And you can see that the Patriot's got APCR rounds for standard, 240 damage, 230 penetration, 259 penetration for the premium rounds. So not a great deal in penetration, but sometimes that will be all you need. Fires clutch and gets the commander's hatch of the VK100-01P. The recently introduced to the game German heavy tank puts another shell into him, bounces 440 damage from the heavy tank. Cop 2 hit points of damage from the Tiger. Tiger 2 firing high explosive rounds, giving up and trying to penetrate the Patriot even before it begins. Flying elite puts another shot into the Tiger 2. He's already done 1,000 hit points of damage as he puts a shell into the FV4202 tier 8 British premium medium tank. Bounces the VK, puts another shell into that VK. Is chipping away at these tanks like there's no tomorrow. And even though it doesn't have a high alpha gun, it does have a decent amount of armour and it's got a nice fast reload. So if you're taking on tanks, you can keep this gun singing. You'll do damage all day long and take all those credits to the bank. Being a premium tank, 0-2's the score now. Flying Elite's blocked nearly 2,000 and he's done 1,676 hit points of damage so far, and he's just getting warmed up. He's still pretty much on full health. He's only taken those 2 hit points from the Tiger 2 until the M53, M55 tier 9 American artillery dropped a turd on his head and he lost his driver. And his crew was stunned, but of course with the what do you call it? With the repair kit, you can unstun your crew if you like. Another high explosive round, an APCR round that time from the Tiger 2, fails to penetrate the Flying Elite in his new Patriot tank. His crew gets stunned again. It's only for 14 seconds though, and of course when the crew gets stunned, that's going to affect your aim time, your speed, your mobility, your reload time. And basically I think it drops you down to like a 50 or 60% crew, but it's reasonably quick to come back as the Mousekin comes into the game and picks up that kill on that Tiger 2. The Flying Elite hasn't picked up a kill yet, but he's picked up 2,659 hit points of damage. He's blocked nearly the same amount, 2,430, and with the score on 10-5, it's time to start charging forward. The only damage he's really received was that it was a big shot from artillery, which was just under 400 hit points, and maybe a couple of smaller shots, those high explosive rounds. Fires clutch towards the M53, M55. He'd love to get revenge on that bloke for dropping that big American shell on his head. But the score on 10-7. He wants to make sure he wins this game. Fires clutch again and misses. More tanks are getting lit. His teammates are slowly dying on the other flank, so they really need to make sure they win this flank with the score on 10-8. Looks like that STRV's getting ready to shoot at the Flying Elite. He does. Cops 416 damage. He's confident he can get him here. No, he's not. He's only on 106 hit points. One shot will do it. There you go. That's a bit better. Picks up his first kill of the game. 2,765 damage. 2430 damage blocked. And looks like that M53, M55 has run away because the Hawk is trying to track him down. The Hawk's going to get him. Or is the Hawk running away? Looks like he might be. Flying Elite auto aims at the American Tier 9 SPG and picks up his second kill and brings his damage up to just under 3,000. hit points as he moves towards the place where the medium tanks normally do their business. There's just a Leopard PTA, an RU251 and a T54 Mod 1 left. And there's a T54 Mod 1. He's gone to the cap and killed the Flying Elite team's artillery and that Leopard PTA. That's going to be free damage all the way. No armour on that thing. He shoots and dodges the return shell from the Tier 9 German lightly armoured medium tank. Puts another shot in there for 260 damage. Brings his damage up to nearly 3.5. Don't know how that shot landed, but anyway, that went through. Blocks 390. Blocks the RU251. Gets the Leopard PTA before it can jump off the top of the bridge. Leopard PTA gets taken out by that Hawk, and now it's just that RU251 left, and it's a mad scramble to get the kill. Puts one shot in. Ram killed. Yes, he does. 3 kills to the Flying Elite. 4,246 hit points of damage on Sacred Valley in the American Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank, the T26E5, the Patriot. That's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for that little performance. Hand of God, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect and Shellproof. Steel Wall for blocking more hits than anybody else. And of course that Kamikaze medal for the final ram kill on the light tank. He did plenty of spotting damage, and he certainly did his job in that Tier 9 battle. 4,246 damage from the Flying Elite from Pyro Clan in the T26E5. 1,546 base experience, 30 shots fired, 26 hit, 18 went through, so he did bounce a few shells. I think there was a couple on the VK at the start of the game, but blocked over 3,000 damage. He certainly did his job in the heavy tank. And have a look at those credits. 105,978 credits in 6 minutes. That's absolutely fantastic in the premium tank with a premium account. And there you go, the double shot of Tier 8 action. Tier 8 Clan Wars NZAD wiping the floor with VNF, Vietnam and Friends, and of course the Flying Elite in the T26E5, the Patriot tank, the new, well, not that new now, it's a few months old now, the American Premium Tier 8 Heavy. Thanks for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Stewie JP. You're not. Take care and see you all next time.